Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy belated 4th of July.
Is it belated?
Belated.
What's
All
up,
right.
everybody? Happy Saturday. Listen, I tell y'all every week, y'all need to be in the pod before we go live. It'd be hilarious.
Well, I think what we used to do is we need to make sure that we get a little bit more aggressive on sharing our flyer, doing video, just having more communication.
Be
And
more aggressive.
so you're saying that you're looking at me like that because you want to curse later.
No, I
Oh,
don't
I
want to
forgot
curse
you don't
at all.
curse.
I don't want to
You
curse
don't
at
curse
all.
on the pod.
I don't,
But wait
what?
till she gets off behind the scenes.
Y'all know what? So Regina just showing her butt because I don't be cussing
Wait a
behind
minute,
the
showing my
scenes.
butt? You want to
Yes.
see my butt?
Oh my
You
God.
showing my butt?
So
I'll show you
everybody,
my feet.
look at her this morning. You could
Wait a
tell
minute,
when
I'll
she
show you
ain't
my
got nothing to
feet.
do.
Wait a minute, hold
You
on a second.
look at y'all. Y'all see her?
My
This
socks.
y'all. This is a Saturday when she get to act up.
No work today. I don't have my gear on. I don't have my Joe Longhammer, Queen of Caroline's at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. I don't have my shirt on today. I'm relaxed. I got a jacket, little vest on, even though it's hot as hell outside. It's gonna be 85 today.
It's gonna be 85 today.
Ooh, this is gonna come off as soon as we get out of here.
Yeah. So I'm excited about the show today. What's up?
Right.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the show today.
Well, before we have our special guest on, and we've been trying to get for almost a year and a half.
It ain't been
I
that
think
long.
we were trying to get her when we were on the radio.
Yeah, we were trying to get her when we
yeah.
were on the radio. It ain't been a year and a half, has it?
Yeah, well, November, October
Yeah,
is when we
yeah.
started the pod.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to get this young lady for the last year and a half. She's
Yeah.
been super busy.
Yeah, she
But I'm
been
super
busy, but I
excited.
was in her inbox. She probably was like, "Who are you?"
But the great thing about she has connections of connections. She's
Mm-hmm.
associated with. I was looking at her Facebook page, looking at her friends, and
We got
it's
some common
yeah.
people, and yeah.
mutual. We have
Mutual.
You have mutual friends
Mm-hmm.
that she knows. You guys know each other.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm excited to have her on today. But you know what? Before she comes on, what did you do this weekend?
Today is only Saturday.
Well, because you were off yesterday, it started yesterday.
So you know what? I was around the house. I did some studying. I did some reading, and then you remember when I talked about getting a brown door in my house? Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna try my first door when you come in the garage because if I mess that up, then I can easily get it taken down. What you think? Start in the garage or starting in my bedroom?
Yeah, start in the garage first, see if you like it.
And if I don't like it, so
Yeah,
what?
so what?
Okay.
It's in the garage, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're gonna be able to sit on both sides.
Yeah, but at least it'll be in the garage and not in your room.
True.
Yeah.
So my favorite color is brown. That's what I'm talking about. You know, when I'm doing some home improvements.
Well, you know I like brown. I like shades of brown. Brown is a earth tone color and it helps
You
ground
have
you.
candy in your mouth right now, and you're trying to act like you don't have candy in your mouth.
So you remember how them church ladies used to put the mints in their mouth and they would keep that mint tucked to the side. So yeah, this morning it's not a mint. It's one of these little strawberry things that our producer always have in here, and it tempts me every week to get one. So I got one of them tucked in my mouth, and you know, nosy Regina just put me out here on the pie.
No, because I can hear it.
See, nobody else can hear it but you. You done put me out here.
Okay, so what's our word of today is every week for new people that are listening to the pod or watching us on Facebook, and we're also live on YouTube. Every Saturday morning, we have a word of the day. We call it word of the week. And today's word of the day, or word of the week, is maintenance.
Okay, maintenance.
And, you know, I have a long list of maintenance, so I'll let you go first because I
Well,
have my phone up because, you know, I have to relate it to the cars.
right. So when I hear the word maintenance, of course you can think of it in different types of ways, but maintenance for me as a therapist is kind of doing maintenance on self, doing self inventory, checking to see if you are in the right space. So let me just talk from in terms of just everyday people. When you do maintenance, you just kind of say, where are my thoughts in alignment? Do I need to do some self-care? Do I need to speak to someone? Do I need to speak to a therapist? Or do I just need to sit and be quiet with the Lord? Maybe read my word, so taking inventory of what's going on around you, how your feelings are. You doing a emotional checklist? Am I emotionally sound? Am I physically sound? Am I mentally sound? So you just kind of doing a checklist. Now, as a therapist,
But
I help.
can I get in?
Yeah, you
I try
can.
so much hard to get in when you talk every week. What should I give you, a little signal or something?
Just do what you always do. Jump in.
Ooh.
Jump, double
Jump
dutch.
in, double
Jump,
dutch.
yeah.
You want to play? You want to do double dutch when we leave here?
Yeah.
We can. You
Yeah.
got a jump rope, producer? Santa, you got a jump rope?
I do. I got
No.
one in the car.
You got one?
I do.
Why you carry one? You do a little jumping rope
Mm,
in between.
Don't put my business out here. So you were asking me a question.
No, I was being funny. Go ahead.
No, so I was just saying, as a therapist, I teach my the clients how to do maintenance checks and inventories so that they can make sure that they're balanced. Especially for me, I think you have to have work-life balance, but you also have to have balance with friends. You got to have balance with your even in your relationship with Christ. You just need balance all the way around.
So yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who actually I call it one of my sister friends, and we talked about boundaries, maintenance, and to me, boundaries are very important right now.
Yeah,
with
that's a
certain
form
people.
of maintenance.
Right. Because you got to put people in timeout. You got to put people over here and be like, you know what? I love you, but right now I got to put you in timeout. I got to put you right over here, right? Because you're not in alignment for where I'm going and what I'm looking to do. So sometimes you got to have maintenance on yourself to understand. Put that person in timeout over there.
Yeah,
It's time.
boundaries are important.
You know, it's the maintenance on myself or self-care is having my mind right.
Yeah, but that's
So
a
I can
boundary too.
focus. Right.
Like,
But so I can focus.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes my focus gets clouded
Mm-hmm.
because of people in my life and comments and things that they do.
Mm.
So I have to move them over
Mm-hmm.
and say, you in timeout.
Mm.
See, the great thing about it, I've never put you in timeout because you're my therapist most of the time.
I don't do time out well. I'm just kidding.
You know, you don't do timeout well. You don't. You don't let you don't let nobody put you in timeout.
Well, here's the thing. I believe in boundaries, and the thing is sticking to your boundaries. A lot of people set boundaries, but they don't stick to them. So that's why people continue to treat them a certain way, or they don't take them serious when they put a boundary in place. When you put boundaries in place, you have to stick to them, no matter how uncomfortable it may feel. So when you talk about putting the people in timeout, most people think about a kid standing in the corner when it's time out. But what it's doing is really putting people on pause. I'm gonna pause. I see what this relationship looks like, and guess what? I'm gonna treat it accordingly.
No, I like to call it timeout. You
I
want to call
know.
it professional work. Get over there in timeout.
You like I said,
You're
like
in
a
timeout
kid in the
that
corner.
over there. That corner over there, you're in timeout. I don't want to talk
So
to you.
when do they
I
come
want-
out of timeout?
When I take you out.
Oh,
But you know what? You can be out of timeout and I'm having conversation with you, but I'm doing less with you. I'm thinking about you less. I'm not letting you in my circle. I'm not letting you close in my area. And a lot of people have been on timeout for life.
okay.
And it's not about being mad, it's about growing. Everybody can't grow with you.
Okay.
You see, I got a little pause. Let's just get on to my
No.
thoughts on word of the day.
What? I mean, you don't want a therapy session, so
No, I don't.
Okay,
So
let's go on
I
right.
think every week, y'all, for the new listeners or new people that's watching the pod for the first time, she thinks she needs to be my therapist every week. Well, she does. Anyway, so when I think
Y'all see how
about
she snuck that in? She does.
when I think about maintenance, I think about car maintenance when it comes to taking care of your car, right? So how often do you get your oil changed? Now at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, when you come in and you get your oil change, we actually automatically do your tire rotation. And how often should you get your oil change done? Now, regular maintenance now is recommended between 5,000 and 7,500 miles.
Wow, that's real good.
But then it's also dictated on your screen in your car. Your car will tell you when you need to get your oil changed. Back in the day, 1998, between 1990 and 2005, people recommended oil changes was every 3,000 miles. And people just got their 3,000 to 5,000 miles. People got their oil changes with no problem. Now, you let your car tell you when you need to get your oil changed. But the tire rotation is typically done between 6,000 to 8,000 miles to ensure even tire wear. But the brakes inspections recommend every 15,000 miles or sooner. So if you notice unusual sounds or braking performance, get your brakes changed. But what the issue is, a lot of people let their brakes start making noise
Mm.
down to the rotors before they
Mm-hmm.
get the oil
And
change. I mean,
scrubbing and
before they
stuff.
get their brakes changed.
Mm-hmm. Scrubbing and everything. Now you at risk for messing up your ball joints and everything.
But do you realize because of the type of vehicle, luxury vehicle that you're driving now,
I
that you're gonna
do.
have to get your brakes changed before you turn your car in?
Possibly.
It's not like when you were driving a Chevy, but now that you stepped up to luxury, you got
Y'all
to
see
take
how
care
she
of it
throwing me under the
differently.
bus?
You got to take care of it differently. Did you notice that?
You know what?
Did you know
I
that?
haven't really had to notice it because it's still very new.
Right, but I'm
You
just
know?
giving you a hint early.
Yeah, well, Mr. Moore, she's giving you a hint very early.
Good morning. So, good morning. Don Hannah said good morning. Good morning
Good
to you.
morning, Don.
And then somebody else said good
Miss
morning.
TD Lou, good
Good
morning. Happy
morning.
Saturday, ladies. Good to see you on. Man, so I'm excited. What you got, Regina?
So I'm basically done. Oh, well, you know what? Hold on. So I'm going to give you a list of four things to do yourself. So one is check take your tire pressure and tread, wear regularly, monitor your fluid levels, your oil, your coolant, and
Mm-hmm.
listen to unusual noises, and be aware of any changes of your car's performance.
And that's good, ladies, because I don't know about you all or gentlemen if you're watching. Hey, brother, Gil Garrett, good to see you on, sir. If you are watching, typically women who have husbands or men in the house, they usually tell their husbands when something needs to be done. But we have to look out too when there's signals on the vehicle and when there's sounds that you hear. Early reporting saves you money.
Well, I do this now on a regular basis. Now, when you go out to your vehicle before you get in your car, you should walk around your car.
Yes.
You should walk around, make sure there's not any dents, anybody hit your car, any an unexpected thing happened to your car,
Yeah,
right?
that's real. I was at my job and my car was parked and I wasn't really paying attention and I looked down and it had been hit while I was parked and nobody said anything. And we had to look on the camera and you can see that the vehicle was hit, but nobody's gonna tell
But
you if
did you
they
see
hit
the
their
person that
car.
actually hit your car?
I didn't see the person, you see the vehicle. But what's so good about when I had the Blazer had a feature where it can show you when your car was in an accident, where it was at and everything. And I hit the little button by accident and I watched the color of the car hit the vehicle.
You
That
don't have that. You
Blazer,
don't have that on your luxury car.
I don't know. Hopefully I don't have to ever look at it. But listen,
That was a little shade.
y'all see
That
how
was a little
Regina
shade.
said. So
That was a little shade from me because you left me.
ladies and gents, make sure y'all do the simple 4 steps that Regina told you. And I know, Regina, you know. It's
All
all
right, so we got to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Yes, I'm excited. We are coming back with Laquela Fields. Laquela
Laquela!
Fields, y'all. I'm excited about her. So y'all go get y'all some water, get your coffee, get your pens and paper. She got news you can use, and we're excited to have her on. And we'll be back in just a moment. Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the queen of car loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
And we are back with Laquela Fields. Laquela Fields is a proud college graduate, passionate wig maker, mentor, and multi published author dedicated to empowering others through creativity, healing, and purpose. She is the founder of Prodigy Hands Custom Wigs, where she specializes in creating custom wigs for individuals experiencing hair loss due to medical conditions. In addition to her artistry, Laquela is a dedicated educator and community leader. She teaches wig making and braiding classes for both youth and adults, providing not only practical skills, but also building self esteem, confidence, and entrepreneurship. As a mentor and life coach, she guides others through personal growth, trauma recovery, and purpose discovery. Laquela's books reflect her powerful testimony as a mother, survivor, and spiritual woman, covering themes like childhood trauma, autism, advocacy, and transformation. Through every class, book, and conversation, she is committed to breaking chains, uplifting voices, and helping others realize they are not alone and never without purpose. Good morning, Laquela.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. We're so happy to have you on this morning. So, viewers, that you got some
You.
viewers and people are watching, and so as we get started, tell us a little bit about who is Laquela Fields. I read this wonderful bio, but tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, I was born and raised here in Detroit.
Okay, shout out Detroit.
Yes, I have 3 children. I'm 36 years old. Um, I'm just in my spiritual journey right now. And while I'm in my spiritual journey right now, I'm allowed to.
Happy Saturday morning. Happy Saturday morning.
Uh oh. Uh oh. What happened? Uh oh. There you go. Laquela.
Yes, yes.
Okay, there you go. All right. So I heard you say you were on your spiritual journey. And so I read a lot of things. So I want to start off by asking you, I know you are a fellow author, but I want to ask you a little bit about, you said that you were a survivor. What did you survive from?
hmm Things that people, I'm going to say
Okay.
verbal
Okay.
abuse, trauma, stuff, things like that. Yes.
Okay. And I ask you that first because you are a fellow author, and I do realize that when people read things like that, they want to know, wait a minute, what's her story? And so I ask you, like, who are you? And you started off, I'm a mother first. You started off saying that, I'm a person who really wants to help. Even in your bio, you're someone who wants to help. So let's get into it. What inspired you to start creating custom wigs?
I started making wigs out of necessity and love, first. So it was about helping people close to me at first, because you had to get, you got to do that test run.
Mm-hmm.
Women that was losing their hair due to medical conditions, stress, or life changes. So people was like that actually around me. But what started as a way to fix a problem quickly became my passion. So I realized this was a bigger than hair. It was way bigger than hair when I started looking out, looking for real. So it was about helping women see themselves again, restoring
Mm.
confidence, beauty, and dignity. And that's what made me start. And that's what's keeping me going.
So hair plays a lot of a woman's personality, or it's just like makeup, right? If our hair
Yes.
is not right, we don't feel right. If we don't have, I don't have my makeup on, I don't feel right. If my hair is not in place the way I want it to, I don't feel good.
Exactly.
So how does it make you feel for women to actually come to you and say, you know what, I want to have you make my wig.
It actually makes my heart smile that I'm able to help them feel good again, actually. So, yes, it makes my
Mhm.
heart smile just knowing I can make them feel good again.
That's
Yes.
good.
What about bundles though? Bundles. Do you let's talk about wigs because I buy bundles. Everybody
Okay.
say my hair looks like Donna Summer. That's my favorite idol. But for individuals like myself, right? bundles, is that the same? I know it's not the same thing, and I refuse. Let me just say this: I refuse to wear wigs because I don't want to take my hair off. I want to have bundles where you can sew it in, and I can have it on 24/7. So that's a comment, but the question is, do you do bundles?
I haven't started selling bundles yet, but I'm looking into it. Yes.
You should, because that's a huge market that you are definitely missing out on.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's good. Well, Laquela, do you wear your own wigs?
I have on one right now.
Oh, it is very
No,
nice. It is
really?
very nice. It does not look
It
like
does
a
not look.
wig.
Yes.
Oh,
And so that's what really drawed me to you too. So I was watching some of the things that you were doing with the kids, and I was looking at how professional you were. And this wig is amazing that you have
Thank
on. You can't
you.
tell that it's a
Thank you.
wig. And so that's another thing, like Regina said, if our hair is not together, if
don't
our
feel
makeup
good.
is not together, like
Don't feel
you
good.
Right.
don't feel your
Yeah.
best. But when
Yeah.
you get a hairdo, baby, you throwing your hair, you like,
Yes.
look,
Hold on, hold on.
you in the
Doing this.
mirror, especially like it's nothing like having the perfect hairdo. And so I know Regina asked you, how does it feel? But when you walk in a room and you see other women wearing your product, what does that do for you?
No, wearing your hair.
Well, that's her
huge.
product.
I know, but
Yeah,
that's
like
wait a minute.
you walking
That's
in.
that's huge. I can give you some. That's huge.
Listen, what does that feel like? And the reason why I'm asking that because we see celebrities all over the world that could use your services, that wear wigs, that need a little maintenance, if you will.
A lot of maintenance. A lot of maintenance.
You know, so, do you style celebrities?
No, you know what? I never did a celebrity wig.
Really? Do you
No,
know
you
that
need to
this
get
is
in somebody's inbox. You
yeah.
need to get in. You need to inbox
You know what? And at least tell them, you know what? Let me custom make a wig for you.
for free.
Because all you need is one.
One
All
for
you need
free.
is
Yes.
one person that
Yeah.
custom make their wig for them, and boom. I'm telling you, especially a Detroit native. I would look, as you are a Detroit native, I would look at the Detroit natives that frequent the city often, and I'm telling you, I would say, look, sis, let me hook you up.
So let me break in for a second. No, this does not have to be just a Detroit native because sometimes.
No, I'm not just saying
Okay.
just Detroit, but what
Yeah.
I am saying is you got people like that come through the city of Detroit all the time.
Okay. Good.
Listen,
Can
I
get
don't
in,
want to
Miss
drop
Therapist?
names,
Can
but I could drop names.
What I would say is that you just need to get in people inboxes because I think the problem is, and we all got this scared part of us that a person is gonna say we don't want to be told no, right? But if you start getting in everybody's
Right.
inbox and you in the inbox on a regular basis, eventually, if that person's not looking at inbox, their assistant is, and you will get on their nerves because if you have a good product.
And you do.
And you do, because I
You
see
do.
your hair, because
You got
you
a
know
good
what?
product.
You have a good product. You will business gonna come to you, but if you don't go to it,
Yeah.
it's not gonna come to you.
Yeah.
We talking about that extra.
Yeah, that wig is sharp, girl.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm excited because I want to see you win. I want to see you on billboards.
Thank
You done
you.
did folks' hair. I want to see people flying you out to these award shows and stuff, and you you in the back doing the hair. I'm excited about it.
But how do everybody's head is differently. They got a long face, or just how do you customize the wigs for that individual person? How do you make sure their style, their comfort level is good? Because I know when my beautician or my hairdresser or my stylist, she puts my hair on, I want the privacy, but you want it shaped a certain way. How do you do that for each client?
So the measuring and customization of a wig, you have to measure their head. And like we had learned in school, when I was in hair school, we learned about the shapes of the faces and what styles go with the faces, like a long face, a heart-shaped face, a diamond face. So if I look at you, I know exactly what hairstyle that would look perfect on you. So that's
Right.
how I would know, and it would fit you. Yes.
Right. But this is good though. So you really have to have a level of trust with your customer too, because if you look at my face and say, "Hey,
Yes.
your face, this style will look good on you," and if I'm not in agreement with that, knowing that you're a professional, like how do you sway the client and say, I know that's what you want, but let me share with you what will look the best. Like what tool or what style do you use to kind of get the client on the same page as you?
I will let them look at it like in the mirror, like, look, just look. You didn't know you. And then some of them, sometimes they didn't even think they would ever even wear color. Once I do it, I'd be like, look, this color looks good on you. And
Mm-hmm.
once they look in the mirror, they be like, you know what? I was always scared to wear color, but I
Mm-hmm.
love this color. And then they just be stuck to it. They be glued to it. So I let them look for themselves and not just, see in my vision. I want them to actually see it for themselves.
Mm.
So do you offer consultations to your clients that before they actually sit in your chair, you customize their wig?
Yes, I do consultations. I go over their hair journey, what made their hair like damaged or stuff like that, and then we'll figure out a solution. And everybody that comes to me, 90% of them, they just want to wear wigs. So I'll be like, okay, let's customize your wig. She tell me like the style she'll like or whatever. So I'll be like, okay, look at this style. Is this what you want or whatever? So I'm always like when I'm consulting, I'm like their sister or their friend. I
Mm-hmm.
let them be comfortable with me
Yeah.
and everything, so they won't leave nothing out. So once we get done with the consultation and they see the unit, they fall in love with it. They always come back.
Yeah, hair, that's just one of those things. I'm just saying. And so you see women who are battling different diseases and they may
Yes.
experience alopecia or they may go through cancer or they may go through some different things. So when women come to you and they're in that vulnerable state, because I know me personally, I don't want everybody around me when I'm getting certain things done because that's very a vulnerable area for me. So how do you get the client to a space where they are comfortable? Like in your suite, is it just you? Because I know that there's multiple stylists in certain areas, right? And do
Yeah.
you customize it and just have nobody in your suite with you?
That's the best way because I know a lot of them comes to me before you even get to the suite or the salon. They'll be like, I don't, is it a lot of people in there? They be that question. There be a lot of people in there. Is there somebody
Mhm.
beside you? I'd be like, oh, I got a private suite or it's private. So I
Mhm.
have to, that'd be the first question. Is
Yeah.
it anybody else in there with you? And I know exactly where they're coming from. They're coming from vulnerability. So yes, I make sure it's private.
Oh, that's good. That's
Hmm.
good. Especially because I know that that's a soft spot to some.
Well,
Yes,
amen. It
it
is.
is.
It's a
It is.
It
soft spot.
is.
It is. It's a very, and I can say personally,
Mhm.
because when I get my hair done, I want I don't want three or four people in there.
Mhm.
I want the privacy, and I've been like that all my life.
Mhm.
Even when I was 9, 10, when I first started getting my hair done, you
Mhm.
want the privacy. I don't want everybody up in my face and looking in my head.
So I know we talked a lot about women and we talked about wigs, but what about if a man needed an installation? Will you make a man a piece to help like fill in his spots in his head or like do you work with men at all?
Do you have any men clients?
Yeah.
No.
No, no.
No?
No, no, I actually thought about it. I actually like seen it. I'm like, you know what? Women just don't battle with alopecia. Men do too.
Yeah,
Yes, they
Cancer
do.
they
and
do.
They
all that
do.
stuff too.
Hmm.
So I'm like, if I tap into the men, I know it's gonna be a piece of cake. But I was like, I need to learn how to do toupees
Yeah, you
and
should.
Hmm.
hair pieces.
Yes.
And so
So
let me
I'm
tell you why.
definitely thinking about taking a class for sure.
Yeah, but let me tell you why. Because we as women we talk about our vulnerabilities, but men are vulnerable too. And a lot of
Exactly.
men, they don't want to be bald. They don't want to shave their hair
No.
off. They don't want to. And you see a lot of men holding on to
Oh,
pieces or
good.
surrounding hair because they want hair.
Or they
And
have the spray. They have the
hmm
spray on the top of
yeah.
their head, and I'm noticing that more now since I'm watching television.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
I can
just
speak with experience because your brother Fred, he's a barber. My husband's a barber,
so
but
he uses the
he
spray.
used to before he went bald. He
No,
just
not him. I'm just saying, does he use
yeah.
it on his client?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Most barbers now are using the spray hair because men don't want to be bald. All
No, they
men don't
don't.
want to be bald. Some men enjoy it and it's nice, but some men want to preserve their hair. So that's a good
Mhm.
industry as well. That's good.
Yes, and gonna look into it for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so Regina, what you up?
So, what is one of your greatest accomplishments that you have accomplished so far in your career?
Meeting wonderful people.
Wow.
Meeting God sent me some amazing people. That was my accomplishment.
That was
People that was for
And
me, people that saw my vision, people that believed in me. That was my accomplishment.
mm,
Yes.
so where actually do you get your clientele? How do they find you? If someone, I mean, are you on social? I know you're on social media, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
how do you get a lot of referrals, or where do some of your clients come from?
Referrals, or if they see me out, they be like, "Who did your hair?" I be like, "Oh, this a wig."
I can't
So,
believe it.
and they be like, "What?"
I cannot believe she
Yeah,
had a wig on. I'm not trying to be funny,
that
but
looks
I
good.
can't believe it. It's like she just stepped out from getting
Right.
a fresh press.
Well, because she has all the lines, she has everything in place.
Yeah. But she know what she doing too.
Right.
Now,
It's
so
easy when they do it.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Right. We
easy to
can't
do
wake
it.
up and we
So
trying to
what if
figure it out
we
every
trying to
morning.
wake up and figure it out? So do you teach your clients how to wake up and figure it out too? You know what I mean? Because we can wear custom wigs. We look great walking out of your shop, but what about the next morning when I get up?
Maintenance.
Like, what's the maintenance
Maintenance.
piece?
If they wear it with the like mine's is installed, it's glued down. Some of them wear it glueless. They just take them off and put them back on. So it's a glueless, and you could do it in install or glueless.
So you,
Glueless, you can take it off. So now these right here, I just I wear them on. But if you wear them on, you put a bonnet on, an elastic band. Wake up, comb it out. If it's curly, you just wet it. Take the flat irons real quick, and there you go.
so glueless means that it stays on 24/7 and it does not come off. Is
No,
that what
glueless,
it means?
glueless is no glue.
Oh, so you just put it on and
Hmm.
somebody
Yep,
can
and it
tap
blends in
it
with
off?
your skin. Yep, it
Wow.
blends with your skin, and yep, you take it off, put it back on. Now the one that I have on is actually installed with glue
Wow.
because I don't want to take it off.
Wow. How long can you keep it on?
Long as I don't know if you ever seen somebody lace showing, but
Uh,
long as it don't, the makeup and stuff don't start fading, you good. But once it start doing that, you just basically reinstall and re-maintenance it. Just do the
wow.
maintenance over and to make it melt in your skin. Yep.
So if you get an install, how long do they come back every 2 weeks to get it touched up? Like you get your hair, you get your hair washed and curled every 2 weeks. Is it every 2 weeks? Once a month?
Sometimes it be every 2 to 3 weeks. It stays on longer. Now, if you don't sweat as much, like when I got my product, my lace glue and stuff like that, I got the lace glue that's waterproof because for people that sweats a lot.
Mm.
So if you put on lace glue and it's not waterproof, it's going to come right up as soon as you sweat. But the waterproof one is enhanced, it sticks longer and more if you sweat. So it
Wow.
all depends what type of glue.
Wow,
Hmm.
that's good to know. Now,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure the people that are watching, I'm sure there may be a young lady or someone who else wants to know, how you got started. What did you do? Because what I learned is that in any industry that you get in, sometimes you don't have the support of other people who are doing what you're doing. And so you kind of talked about the mentorship. Why is it important that you give back to the mentors, and even to work with them?
Say that one more time
So
because I
I
don't.
talked about how, when you get started in industries and how you
Yes.
don't really have people to help you, and then
Mhm.
I read that you mentor and help young girls. So why is it important that you give back to them?
Because I remember when I needed help,
Mm,
it was a lot of people gatekeeping. It was less
mhm,
like I don't know. It was like a lot of competitive or comparison. So when women come to me or even adults and they need a mentor or a coach, I kind of hear my old self in them, and I'm be like, you know what? I'm gonna mentor you. I'm gonna coach you, and I just give back. And I don't gatekeep. I let you know. I give you all the sauce. I tell them I'm gonna give you all this information, but I can't do it for you. You have to do it
mm,
for yourself. And I encourage them, like if you came to me, obviously you want to do it.
mhm.
So why not do it? I can give you all the sauce, all the resources, everything. You just have to do it yourself. And when they, call, we do another session, they be like, oh my God, I did what you said. They reached back out. Oh, I'm so excited. I love to see and hear that. So yes.
That is good.
Mhm.
So
So go ahead,
So
Regina.
we are reading your bio. It says you have books and you reflected on your powerful testimony as a mother. So you are an author. You're currently an author.
Yes, yes, I am.
Can you tell us a little bit about your book? The name
Uh,
of your book?
which one?
Or how many do you have?
7.
Did you say 7?
She said 7. Wow. So are they all personal books or are you in anthologies? Like,
They are like testimonials, and it's basically I'm telling my story, and it's helping people that's reading Hill as well.
all right. Well, tell us some of your
Something.
story. We want to know.
You
We
hear
want, we
somebody
want to
saying
know
it's
what's up in the
trauma,
book.
autism. I mean,
Okay. Okay, so one of my books is, well, the first one I actually came up with was Look Again. And that's basically an autism story. And it's basically like if people that's naive and ignorant to autism, it's basically when they're reading the book, I'm putting them into an autism child or adult world. And it's basically like, in so many words, like, how would you feel if somebody called you dramatic? So I'm basically putting them into a world to look again, stop judging so quickly. Look again.
Wow.
Ask what can you do to help instead of judging like, oh, I didn't seen it. It happened to me. I have 2 autistic kids. My son will have a meltdown and I hear somebody whisper like she can't control him or she need to take him home. Don't need to bring him out. So it's hard to even stay quiet with that. But them type of people, they need to read that book. They
Yeah.
need to read that book.
You know, I was just having a conversation with someone who was at my house, and we were talking about she has an autism a family member who has autism. So let me get that correct, because I cannot stand when people classify people by the diagnosis and not by
Yes.
themselves. And so I was saying that there's coaches and there's people to help family members who do not know how to deal with the different things that persons with autism go through. And so I'm glad
Exactly.
that you said that, because I'm going to get your book for her so that she can share it with her family members. Because when you do see children who have autism out and they do have meltdowns, then we're so quick to say, she need to get him, or that he needs to get him, or they need to put them in timeout, they need to spank them. It's always our thought process towards what someone else should be doing without looking. So I like that your book is called Look Again. Yeah.
so give us a topic of one more book.
Okay. The one that's closest to my heart is called No Longer Bound.
All right. No
No
longer
longer
bound.
bound.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, how did you come up with
It's
that topic?
um it was because I was bound to a lot of childhood trauma. And when I tried to go to these people about it to heal, to get closure, they didn't want to hear me. So I felt like if I write my book, that would be my release. That would be my healing journey. If
Mm-hmm.
I never get to say it or I never got to tell them, me writing it out, and people that reads it can relate to verbal abuse and people saying who you are before you even bloom, or
Mm-hmm.
they going off who your mother was and what mistakes she did. So they telling you gonna be just like her. Like, the book is really deep. So I'm like, I'm gonna make this book to where I'm in the same room as this person. I'm talking to them directly to where it heals them too. Because like I have learned, how you gonna help somebody if you keep your mouth shut?
That's
You
true.
can't help nobody if you don't open your mouth. So I was like, that's gonna be my book. I have to write that book to let people know and show them how to heal from it. Because if you hold on to it, you're gonna be bound.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you always depressed and stressed out, low self-esteem and no energy, no drive. So if you hold on to that, you're gonna be exactly where you at and you're gonna stay there.
So your book,
So you gotta break them chains and you gotta be free.
so the book was actually did a lot. It was therapy for you, therapeutic.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Because I was able to release. It was the release part of it. I was able to actually tell my story. Nobody else wanted to. The people that caused the trauma didn't want to hear me out. They thought I was crazy. So I'm like, God, how am I gonna get through this if they don't even want to hear me? I'm struggling with this. This is my saying of that book. I had to heal the little girl in me
Yes.
to become the woman I needed as a child for my children. I
Yeah.
couldn't be bound to that hurt of that trauma of that little girl. It was affecting me as a mom. So I had to release it some type of way.
Yeah, that's good.
Amen.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you went through that journey, because a lot of
Mhm.
people do not take on the task because it's too painful. But
Yes.
in your beginning does not dictate your ending. I've always
Amen.
said that. You know,
Amen.
I tell people you have to feel, deal, heal. That's my three-step
Amen.
motto. And so I appreciate you sharing that. But one thing that I really loved about what you said, so it doesn't matter if the person is alive or dead, you still can be free. You still
Yes,
can release yourself and change the trajectory of what trauma does to you, especially being a mother now. And so you needed to heal from that, especially having a child who may have who has autism. You had to heal from
mhm.
that. Good morning, Bev. If you all
Good
have a
morning.
question for Laquela, you can ask it. If you want to call in and ask her a question, the number is 248-905-1128. So you all can call in if you want to ask her a question. She's talking about her amazing custom wig. She's also talked about healing on purpose. And so we're excited to have her on. So Laquela, I have a question. So
Mhm.
for a young girl who wants to meet you and wants to come and learn, how can she learn how to make wigs or even braiding? I saw you braiding with the young girls. How often do you take on mentors?
Actually, I have a class coming up July 16th.
Okay, July 16th.
So they come in as beginners.
Okay.
They reach out, or their parents, mostly like the parents will reach out to me, and they like, my daughter, she want to learn how to braid. She want to learn how to do this. So when I teach my classes, I don't just teach braiding. I teach safety hazards,
Yeah.
sanitation, everything that goes on in the industry, and plus entrepreneurship. Because doing hair and braiding is a job. It's you the boss, you the CEO. So I teach them entrepreneurship as well. So I mentor to them, coach them as well as braiding.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know what? I want to just give a shout out to you because the accomplishments you have accomplished so far in your life, and just actually having 7 books, that's huge. And then what I have learned though, being therapeutic is putting on paper.
Yes.
I actually did my first, it was what,
Anthology. You were in
anthology,
an anthology.
where I think it was what I had a chapter, and I was able to release some things that I had never ever wow, I never wow, I never ever thought about releasing. I didn't think it was important. So it's
Mhm.
important that you do put things down on paper and you let people know, your struggle, because you're not only helping yourself, but you're helping the world. You're helping a lot of people that you probably don't even realize that you're helping.
Yeah.
So kudos to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I love how the name of the book is called No Longer Bound because you have really set the tone. Like this is
Yeah,
not going to bind me anymore.
yeah.
Like I'm being loose from this. So I appreciate that. So I know you talked about being on a spiritual journey. So wait, Miss TD Lou said, so glad you were able to heal from your trauma to become a better person for yourself and your children.
Thank
Amen.
you so much.
Amen.
Thank you.
And so, this is real good. But on this spiritual journey, are you saying to others that you are, in a relationship with God and you're being led by Him? Like, what does that look like?
At first, it was hard because of who the people I were hanging with.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised up in church. I know right from wrong, and it got so overwhelming to where um I had to go to him. I had to seek him because it was stuff I went through that would have had me lose my mind. I'm talking about I was supposed to be in a mental hospital. I
Mm-hmm.
had to run to him fast, like Sonic, because it was so overwhelming. And I'm like, I know the only way I'm going to heal from this is I go the spiritual route. No therapist, no medicine, no nothing will help me. I have to do it the spiritual way.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went on my spiritual journey, I had, a lot of, stuff, testers and, trials and stuff like that. So now that I'm in my spiritual journey, I know how to deal with it. I don't react to it how I used to. I'm more calmer now because every action don't need a reaction. And if
Mm-hmm.
I feel overwhelmed, if I feel myself seeping back into depression or the stuff that I was trying not to be bound to and chained to, you know how the devil creep in. I pray to God. So now that I'm on my spiritual journey, everything is just so much easier. It's so much easier.
So how do you find peace?
I know it's not good to isolate, but mostly I isolate. Um, if I'm around something or someone and I feel like they're draining me, I try not to, because I be trying to help because I'm a helpful person. But to find my peace is I don't like drama. I don't like stimulus. I don't like too much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And my peace is every day is getting up, reading that Bible, studying, and
Yeah, yeah, that's a
yeah,
lifestyle. Yeah,
yes.
that's part of your lifestyle.
Mhm,
So I want to ask a question that we didn't even ask in the beginning.
mhm.
What sets your wigs apart from others in the industry?
Ooh.
What makes yours
Okay.
different?
Okay. What set my wigs apart is the care and the customization. Every unit is made by hand. I used to do it on the sewing machine, but that sewing machine sitting there them hours that long told my back up, so I really don't do it on the sewing machine anymore. From the stitching to the coloring, with each client in mind, I don't mass produce anything. I measure, customize, lace, color to match the skin tone. Remember we talked about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and tailor to the look and fit of the woman. We cover that as well. Not only her head, and I make sure it looks natural.
Mm-hmm.
See, like it's hers. So, but it truly sets them apart, and it's set me apart in the experience. I don't just sell wigs; I help women heal through them. So that's what sets me apart.
Wow, you help women heal through them. So tell the listeners, how can they get in contact with you?
My website is www.prodigyhandscustomwiz.org. My business number is 248-508-2950. My email right now is phcw by Quay, at yahoo.com.
Repeat that number one more time and your website and your email for us, please.
Okay. My website is www.prodigyhandscustomwiz.org. My telephone number is 248-508-2950. And my email address is phcwbyquay at yahoo.com.
Okay. We got it. So, for the all listeners, if you are in need of a custom wig, if you need a consultation, you can contact LaQuela at 248-508-2950. We also have her email address and we have her website, so you can contact either one of us if you didn't grab that. LaQuela, it was so amazing to have you on today. Is there any
Thank
last
you for
things
having
that
me.
you want to say to the listeners?
Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the encouraging words. Until next time.
Yes.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, happy Saturday to you, and you have a
Thank to
blessed
you.
rest of your weekend.
You
See you
too.
later.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Yeah, that was good.
She was worth the wait.
She was
She
worth
was
the
worth
wait.
the wait.
And
But
what I love about her spirit, it was just good, and that was just good.
you never know what someone is going through, and you have to be able to identify. When you can identify what you're going through and put it on paper and actually become an author, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, becoming
Yeah.
an author, but not just that, like having the bravery to tell your story. You know,
Yeah.
so it's one thing when you experience trauma, because I've been a person who been experienced a lot of trauma. But when you put pen to paper and you say, "This is my story, I'm gonna tell it, and I don't care who likes it," that is where the freedom comes. Because I remember being kind of nervous about telling my story, my journey with my mother and father, my journey with my
Why?
sisters, and
But
all
why
of
though?
those
Why?
things.
But
Because when you're a
let
child
me
that
finish.
was
Let me finish.
okay.
I'm saying why is because the interview that we had just had, good interview, right? But sometimes you have trauma, you got to pull it out of a person when they ain't ready to deal.
Mm.
So when you actually wrote your book, did you have to pull it out of yourself to put it on paper?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So one thing about me, and I have to isolate to write. Like I can write a book in a day if I get still and get somewhere and sit down because it's in me. These are real life things I experience. So I don't have to make nothing up. I ain't got to look for nothing. All I got to do is pull it out. So yeah. But, shout out to Laquela Fields. She did an awesome job. Good, great author. And I know we got some people that
Let's take a quick break and come right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get
So we're back, and we're back at our favorite part of the show that I love because we're talking about current events that's happening around town. The first event is Accent Pontiac as a summer showcase outdoor concert with Pontiac's very own Accent Pontiac, Thursday, July 24th at 5 p.m. at the Robert Bowen Center at 52 Bagley Street. Event is open to the public. For more information, it's at the Bowen Center. You can call 248-758-3240. That's 248-758-3240. If anybody don't know what the Robert Bowen Center is, we just call it the Bowen Center in the city of Pontiac. Next, over across the street from Cobb's Funeral Home. Thank you.
Yeah. So the next event is Detroit Voltage. We power Detroit. They are hiring. DTE is hiring. Join Detroit's preferred electrical contractor, 100% Black woman-owned business committed to safety and satisfaction. Be a proud team member that's revolutionizing electrical services in the community. If you are interested in this position, they are paying $22 to $26 an hour. One of the requirements is you have to be the age of 18 and you must have your own vehicle. They will train you and you will get 3 meals and an hourly vehicle stipend or reimbursement. And you can apply at forms.gle/3PSN SPN TC4J4CRBRK9, or you can visit their website www.detroitvoltage.com. If you're in need of employment, this is a job for you.
Next one we have is Drew Brown's 8th annual free basketball camp, August 9th. You're going to get a free t-shirt. You're going to learn basketball fundamentals, lunch, academic education, and nutrition. Registration between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Camp is from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Registration email at coachwork2@gmail.com. That's coaches2@gmail.com. Girls 2nd through 8th grade. Boys 2nd through 6th grade. United Wholesale Mortgage Sports Complex, 867 South Boulevard, Pontiac, Michigan. And it's Drew Brown, current 01 assistant coach.
And the next one is The Lighthouse, Auburn Place and Beacon Place, groundbreaking. So join the Lighthouse as we celebrate breaking ground on a new 54-unit affordable residential development and the nearby redevelopment of 40 apartments and townhomes in Pontiac's Unity Park neighborhood. This is happening Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025 at 11 a.m. The location is 454 Auburn Avenue in Pontiac. Parking will be available across the street at Leon's Frosty Treat, and you can RSV by emailing Lindsay Benz by Friday, July 18th at lbrenz@lighthousemi.org.
Meet Up and Eat Up is still going on. It is hosted, actually, I know Meals on Wheels is a part of this, but it's a free healthy meals to children and teens during the summer vacation. The program is available to children 18 years and younger. Where? Whitman Elementary School, 125 West Montcalm Street, Pontiac, Michigan. Dates are Monday through Thursday, June 30th until August 7th. Breakfast is 8:30 to 9:30. Lunch is from 11:30 a.m. to 1. And also, where another location is Pontiac Middle School, 1275 North Perry Street, Pontiac, Michigan. Dates again are Monday through Thursday, June 30th to August 7th. Breakfast the same time, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And lunch from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I want to say this, don't be afraid to go to Meet Up and Eat Up and get your healthy food. Because the worst thing you can do is have your child or your young adult, 17 or 18 years old, starving, hungry. If you don't have the food in your refrigerator, don't hesitate to go get your free meal at Meet Up and Eat Up.
And please join us for VBS, Vacation Bible School, July 7th through 11th.
And I was going to say what that stands for.
Vacation Bible School. This is happening at Prospect Missionary Baptist Church, located at 351 Prospect Street in Pontiac, Michigan. Bible lessons, food, crafts, and fun all are welcome. The time is from 6 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. with Reverend Derek S. McDonald is the pastor. Y'all make sure y'all get your kids ready for Vacation Bible School. Wow. So that's it.
Yeah, so we had a great show today.
Well, I want you all to mark your calendars. We're going to be celebrating the Queen. We're going to be giving out a free treat at Avon Donuts, a part of her birthday celebration.
We ain't coming with no date.
We coming up. Listen, y'all can mark your calendars. Like I said, you're going to be getting a sweet treat in honor of the Queen's birthday that is coming, y'all. Her birthday coming, y'all. Tell them when your birthday is. July what?
Business.
All right. Well, she don't want y'all to know, but we celebrating all that weekend, so you will know. So it's been a good show. Happy Saturday, everybody.
So my birthday is July 25th.
72525.
July 25th,
72525.
2008. That's when I was born.
72525 this year. Y'all see that?
July 25th,
all of those
2008.
is 7.
How old am I?
Do y'all see all them 7? 72525. 2 plus 5 is
725.
25. And guess what?
2008.
I hope y'all enjoyed the show today. Happy Saturday. Y'all go in peace. Y'all be safe this weekend. Have a great week. Love somebody, hug somebody, tell them you love them.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.